Before the Revolution, France was the home of philosophes and the Enlightenment with a generally informed populace, but corrupt aristocracy and Mother Nature would soon change that. Louis XV lived from 1715 to 1774. He was more interested in parties and affairs of the state, and he let women in his life influence state policy. He dragged France through 2 expensive and unsuccessful wars.
Next French monarch was Louis XVI. He was born in 1754, came to power in the mid-1770s, and was ultimately executed in 1793 by guillotine. He had the ambitions to be good and very decisive for the French people. However, ultimately he was seen as ineffective, indecisive, and made the same mistakes as previous kings and monarchs by continuing to have the same aristocracy, gluttony, that was ultimately led to the failure of Louis XV. He also made the mistake of marrying the ever-so-popular Marie Antoinette. They were summarily both executed in 1793.
The tennis court oath was June 20th, 1789. A group of working-class leaders met in an indoor tennis court and formed the National Assembly. They swore not to disband until a constitution was created, and this marked the beginning of the Revolution.
The spring of 1789 saw a great rebellion amongst the peasants. Non-successful grain harvests throughout the previous years left the masses starving, hungry, and ready for violence. Soon after, they began attacking manors and killing anyone associated with the aristocracy. This marks the first real large-scale violence seen in the French Revolution.
The Declaration of Rights of Man and Citizen states that all men everywhere in the world are born free and with equal rights. This was controversial because it challenged old European regimes.
Robespierre was seen as the de facto leader of the revolution, as he was charismatic and could lead the people. After the fall of the king in 1793, he was appointed the head of the Committee of Public Safety, which was the main leading body of the revolutionary government. However, Robespierre began to worry and aggravate the people of France with many of his policies which led to the Great Terror. Soon, the people called for his head, and Robespierre attempted suicide. However, he was unsuccessful and only shot himself in the jaw. He was guillotined in 1794. After the execution of Robespierre, the Committee of Public Safety was overthrown and the Directory was established. This directory provided limited relief for the people of France in light of the terror. However, the Directory was ultimately overthrown due to failing military campaigns, and the General Napoleon Bonaparte seized power in a coup in November 1799, marking the end of the revolutionary movement.
The Reign of Terror was Robespierre's brutal dictatorship in which all political dissidents were executed. He tried to de-Christianize France. Churches were turned into temples of reason, and a new calendar was created with no Sundays or church holidays, and all of the months were renamed.